Hello and welcome to yet another edition of An English Guy Watching Wrestling. I'm the English Guy, I'm Nick. Thank you so much for clicking on another video, I really do appreciate it. And in this one, we're going to be covering the AEW Dark episode from 2nd of March 2021. So with that being said, jump right into it. Opening match was Aaron Solo and Lee Johnson versus Louis Valley and Chris Peaks. And this was actually a fun little opening tag match. And first ever win in AEW for Aaron Solo. I feel very happy for that because he worked very hard. And it's good to see Lee Johnson and Aaron Solo, part of the Nightmare family, getting more tag opportunities. I think they're very, very good. And I think they're going to continue to get better and better. And this is actually quite a good opening tag match. I really like Louis Vale and Chris Peaks as well because they once were called the Batiri. If you remember them from Independent Wrestling United States, you'll know who they are. I didn't realise it was them two a little while ago. I thought it's the same guys. It's actually the same guys, but without the makeup. So face paint, I should say. They wore face paint. But this was actually quite a good opening tag match and good offense showed by Aaron Solo and Lee Johnson. It worked very, very well as a tag team. I'll say that, and I wouldn't mind seeing them even more of them on any AEW programming. So thumbs up to both them. So thumbs up to both teams. Yeah, trying to time myself right at the start. Not a good start. But anyway, next match was Evilest and Diamante teaming against Red Velvet and Kylan King. Now, Red Velvet, very soon this week indeed, has a biggest match of their career today, which is teamed with Cody Rhodes against Shaq and Jade Cargill. And it's going to be an interesting match to see. And Red Velvet has improved a great deal in AEW. And good to see tagging with Kylan King in this one as well. And I like both women. And on the other side, we've got Evilest and Diamante, two of my favourite female wrestlers in all of AEW because I really like how they do things. And this was actually a very good match, to be fair. And very good offense from both sides. And AEW's women's division this year has been superb, as I've said before. This is no exception. This was a great show from all four women. And I think Red Velvet getting the win was the right call, considering what match she has very, very soon. Probably the biggest match of her career to date. So it's good to see this all build up for that match. And Kylan King, as always, is as reliable as they come in the ring. And Evilest and Diamante, again, just so reliable. And I really like them, and I really enjoyed this match. So thumbs up to four ladies putting up a very good match. This match was Fuego del Sol team with John Cruz against Top Flight. Now I've put Top Flight over so much on social media and on these videos as perhaps one of the best tag teams to watch at the moment. And in this match they proved that. They did some things I've never seen them do before. And even though it wasn't the longest match, it was a good match. And I feel so bad for Del Sol because I generally think he's amazing. He's a great wrestler, and he hasn't got a win in AEW yet. And hopefully, he'll be one of those guys that gets a win finally in AEW. I think he's the only person in AEW right at this moment who's been there for a while who's not got a win yet of any kind. But I can understand why they're doing it. It's part of the whole thing of Fuego del Sol. If you ever watch Sammy Guevara's vlog, you know why. It's entertaining as well. Also, I think being elite, you see it now and then too. But this was actually a very good match, to be fair. And Top Flight, again, just showing how good they are. Not to say that John Cruz and Fuego del Sol didn't put some good offense in, because they did. And this was a very good tag match, to be fair. And many more matches to cover that were very good this week. I didn't actually say this at the top, so I'll say it now. This was a very good edition of AEW Dark. So, thumbs up to all four wrestlers for this one. Nice one. Next match was the Gun Club of Billy Gunn and his sons. Gun Club, must say right, versus Tony Vega, Aaron Trey, Fire, and Angel Fashion, making an AEW Trios debut. And it's been a while since we've seen the Gun Club in AEW, but it's good to see him back. As I said, I think, if I'm not wrong by saying, the only AEW family tag team that's a trio in AEW. I know obviously the Lucha Brothers, you've got the Young Bucks, and Top Flight, of course. But as far as I know, there's only trio that's a family in AEW. Obviously, you've got Billy and his two sons against three guys making their AEW trios debut. And this was a good, fun six-man tag match, to be fair. And I loved what the sons do. the basketball hoop punches him through his opponent as he's above the top rope. It's such a fun thing to do. Hard to describe, really, but if you ever see it, it's really entertaining. And this was a fun six-man tag match, and the Gun Club picked up the win. So, well done to all six men. This match was, I think, legitimately the shortest match. 2 minutes and 32 seconds. It was the shortest match. Abaddon making a return to AEW after a little while. I think her first appearance since she lost to Hikaru Shida against Renee Michelle. It was a very, very quick match. The cemetery drive won the match. Basically, squash. Renee Michelle got very little offense in, if any. Abaddon, quick win. So there you go. And next match, I'm going to say my joint match of the night. JD Drake versus Stu Grayson. Now, JD Drake is a guy I've known for a while on the American independent scene. I've met him before. Very, very nice guy. Great wrestler. And he hits hard. Very hard. His chops, I said it before, almost like Walters. If you know what I mean, you know how hard he chops. Against Stu Grayson. And Stu Grayson is without a doubt one of the best, if not the best pure athlete in all, perhaps one of the, if not the best pure athlete in all round everything in AEW. And I say disrespect to anyone else, but this match was excellent, to be honest. I really loved these two men kind of really going out in a hoss fight, shall we say. And I loved the moves that both men pulled out, moves I've never seen either one of them do before. And I really enjoyed this. This was the kind of match you would love to see as a main event. Even if it wasn't a main event, this was a stunning match, to be honest. I loved it. And it's great to see JD Drake get more opportunities in AEW because he's such a good talent. And Stu Grayson is as reliable as a camera has been for so many years now. He's been going for a long time. This was excellent stuff. I loved it. And seriously, one of the best matches I've seen in AEW Dark this year. More of this, please, is what I'm going to say. You know, a rematch between these two is definitely something I'd love to see. So definite thumbs up for both men in an absolutely superb match. Next match, Badu and Baron Black versus Bear Country. And Bear Country, again, another team, I'm really starting to see a lot more of AEW in AEW, sorry. And I want to see it more of them because I really like Bear Country and they're huge guys too. But they can move very, very quick. Was it the longest tag match of the night? But it was actually a very good match, to be fair. And Badu and Baron Black are both reliable wrestlers too. And both teams put on a very good match, to be fair. And them starting to work on, I can't remember which one, remember Bear Country it was, my apologies. I can never remember the names. But anyway, working on the arm, because obviously Bear Country's finisher is the carry on the shoulders, do a splash. Very unique, very simple, but cool. So try to get working on the arm so he can't lift them up and do the splash was right. Really, really good idea. And good, actually, tag team wrestling in this match too. And again, Bear Country, I'd love to see more of in AEW. I think it's superb. So definite thumbs up to all four men, but not actually a good tag match. Next match was Evil Uno tagging with Colt Cabana. No, wait a minute, it's Evil Uno 5, sorry, that's it. And then Angels, Colt Cabana versus Levy Sharpio, John Skyler, and Rising. And this was the very first time this particular trio of the Dark Order have ever tagged together. And very interesting to see. And this was a great tag match, to be fair. I liked it. And something that I really loved was -1, like jumping up and down in the background, doing this and that. And it was so entertaining to see. And of course, Dark Order interact with him the whole match. Kind of really, really cool to see. And I really enjoyed this match, to be fair. I thought this was a good 6-man tag match. Again, Dark Order have been so entertaining all year, and they're perhaps the most entertaining overall faction in all of AEW. And that's not to take anything away from any other faction, but these guys are just so good, especially on being elite. If you ever see them, just know how funny they are. This was great stuff, so thumbs up to everyone involved. Next match was Max Caster versus JT Garrett. Now, of course, JT Garrett is the Scott Steiner circa 1980s, 90s lookalike, as I called it. And Max Caster has a very important match. He's facing 10 of the Dark Order in a match to determine who will be going on to the Face of Revolution ladder match at the pay-per-view this Sunday. And of course, I think 2 more spots after that has to be filled. No, 1 more spot after that has to be filled, my apologies. But Max Caster winning the match was the right call, and he's as good as they come, to be fair. I really like the Acclaimed overall. I think they've really started to grow on me. And Max Caster, again, is growing on me as well. Even though the gimmick thing is kind of, I wouldn't say a mute thing at this point, but sorry, one of my apologies. But it's still entertaining to watch, and he does put some very good raps in, and it's starting to get better and better. This was a good match, and also a good showing by him as well. I think he started to be one of the most improved wrestlers in AEW, and Even if it was a singles match, it was a fun singles match. Him winning was the right call. Matt's faster, that is. So, thumbs up. Next match was Shawn Dean and Charlie Bravo. So, Cardi Bravo versus TH2. And this wasn't a longer match, to be fair. And TH2 did get the win in a fun tag match. And I'm starting to like Shawn Dean and Bravo as a tag team because obviously I think they both served the American Armed Forces. I said that before. So to see them tagging together, it's all good. But it was just a fun little tag match. And TH2 winning back on winning ways was something that needed to be done, to be fair. But this was a good match. And the Navarro Death Roll submission from Angelico is always fun to see. So fun little tag match between all 4 men. So I wouldn't mind seeing this match again, to be fair. This was good, so good stuff. Next match was Steve Stenson versus Orange Cassidy. And actually, no, this was the shortest match of the night. So like by 6 seconds, this was the shortest match of the night. Orange Cassidy, what else needs to be said? Perhaps the most entertaining guy in wrestling right now. The master of sloth style. As crazy it is to say, it's true. And him taking Stetson's hat, putting it on his own head, was just so entertaining. And Orange Cassidy, as good as they come in the ring as well, don't let his demeanour and everything for it. He can wrestle very, very well. He's superb. And he did show touches of brilliance in here as well. Some really high impact stuff and great to see. So short match, but a good match. And the next match was Chuck Taylor versus VSK. Very, very, very simple match, but Chuck Taylor hitting back-to-back pile drivers to win the match, and one of them was not the Omega driver. If you've seen that finisher move, it's one of the most brutal pile drivers in all of wrestling. But this was a fun short match. VSK didn't get that much offense in. It's more Chuck Taylor in a rare singles outing for Chuck Taylor. They were obviously traded on the sidelines of an injury, but this was a fun short match. Can't complain. Then we had Daniel Jones versus 10 of the Dark Order. And actually, this was the shortest match in the card of 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Dark Order's number 10 obviously has as I said, the ladder match. So the match with, it may not be in the ladder match, but here's the match with Max Caster to determine who will be into the Fatal Revolution ladder match. And a quick win after a powerbomb, I think it was. Yes, powerbomb. And the foot over the chest pinfall. It's not something you see very often in AEW, but you saw it in this one. 1, 2, 3. So there you go. Which brings us to the co-match of the night, the main event. SCU versus Mike and Matt Sydal. And I'm kind of glad to see they get more opportunities in AEW. And they're starting to show real cohesion as a tag team. And SCU, of course, reliable as they come. This was a very good tag match between both these teams. And Matt Sydal has been in the ring with SCU many times. I don't know if Mike Sydal has, but you would never have guessed it by the way that these two teams flowed, and they flowed superbly. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, Matt Sydal is just one of the very best in the world. I've loved him for so long as a wrestler. Excuse me. But this was a cracking match, and I was kind of hoping Mike and Matt would win because I know SCU are still doing the thing. If they lose, they will break up as a tag team. Even though the Sydal brothers lost, I was kind of hoping they would win because I'm really starting to like them as a tag team. But both teams put some superb offense in this match. They really did. And it was stunning to watch. And a cracking main event. And a main event to what was overall a very good episode of Dark this week. And thumbs up to all wrestlers involved putting on a very, very good show. So that being said, that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. But until that time, take care, everyone. Bye.